So you've heard the promise, right? This idea that you can have a spark of an idea, hand it over to an AI, and it'll just build you a complete app. It's the dream for any creator, really. You get to skip all the tedious work and just focus on the innovation. But let's be honest, if you've actually tried it, you know the reality can be, well, a bit of a frustrating mess. So why does that amazing promise so often fall flat?
I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? You've got a concept, it's not totally fleshed out yet, and you turn to a large language model hoping it'll just, get it. You want to describe the vibe and have the AI fill in all the blanks for you.
But what usually happens is something the source article calls vibe coding. You give the AI this kind of vague prompt, and it tries, it really does, but then it gets stuck. It forgets a key instruction you gave it 10 minutes ago, and you just end up burning through processing power with nothing to show for it.
So what's the real enemy here? It's not that the AI is dumb or incapable. The problem actually has a name, and it's the villain of our story today: context rot.
Think of it like this. You're building a house. At the very beginning, you give the AI the main blueprint. But as you get into all the little details, where the windows go, what kind of door handles, the paint colors, it starts to forget the fundamental structure. The foundation of the whole project literally starts to rot away.
So what's actually happening under the hood? Well, researchers call it attention dilution. See, even with a massive memory, the AI is biased towards what you just told it. It's kind of like having a conversation where the person you're talking to only remembers the last sentence you said, while all your crucial opening points just fade away.
And the source material just nails the problem with this perfect analogy. The LLM gets distracted by the newest, shiniest thing you tell it, just like a little kid getting bored during a long story. It's a simple but really powerful way to understand why these complex AI projects can go so far off the rails.
But hey, if context rot is our villain, then every good story needs a hero. And for this experiment, our hero is a tool called GSD.
Now, GSD isn't a whole new AI model. Think of it more like a manager or a framework that sits on top of an existing model, in this case, Anthropic's Claude. Its entire job is to fight that context rot by forcing a structured, methodical approach instead of just letting the AI run wild with an idea.
All right, so does our hero actually have what it takes? To find out, the author of the article we're looking at threw down the gauntlet, a real-world test designed to see if GSD could actually succeed where so many other AIs fail.
The mission was simple, and this is key, purposefully vague. Just build a front end to look at some JSON data. Now, this is the exact kind of vibe coding prompt that would normally make an LLM stumble and burn through a ton of resources.
And here's where things get really fascinating. GSD didn't write a single line of code. Nope. Instead, it turned the tables on the developer and started what was basically an interrogation, a methodical questioning process.
Just look at this first question. It's not asking about programming languages or frameworks. It's about the user. This is a product management question. Right off the bat, it's forcing the developer to think beyond just the technical side of things. And it keeps going. The next question dives straight into the why. What's the core value here? Why does this app even need to exist? This is all about purpose, not just features.
So, what GSD did was systematically walk the developer through the entire planning process. It forced big decisions on core functionality, the platform, and even what a successful outcome would actually look like for the people using it.
You see, the AI wasn't acting like a coder you just dump tasks on. It was acting like an experienced project lead. It was replicating the exact discovery process that a skilled human designer would use to turn some vague idea into a real concrete plan.
So, after all that questioning, what was the actual result? Was it just a waste of time? Not at all. This process didn't just create a conversation, it produced a concrete, totally actionable plan.
It produced this, a clear, concise, and agreed-upon set of requirements for the first version of the app. All that ambiguity? Gone. And notice how it locked in that V1 is read-only. That was a crucial decision that came directly out of that Q&A process.
And it didn't even stop there. It also generated a roadmap, breaking the entire project down into these logical, manageable phases. This structure is the ultimate antidote to context rot, because now the AI has a clear, documented plan to follow, step by step. This whole process leads to this really powerful revelation, what the author calls the developer's dilemma. It's a real aha moment about how we as humans approach building software. And this quote just gets right to the heart of it.
The AI's interrogation didn't just create a plan for the machine, it forced the human to clarify their own thinking. The tool's greatest value wasn't writing code, it was its power to make the developer build a better, clearer plan from the very start. I mean, this is the fundamental shift. On the left, you've got that classic vibe coding, a pretty chaotic path that often leads to expensive rework. And on the right, you have the GSD model, a structured process that prioritizes questions and clarity before a single line of code ever gets written. So the AI's greatest strength here wasn't its coding ability. It was discipline. It acted like this unwavering guardrail, preventing the developer from falling into that all-too-common trap of skipping the hard but absolutely essential work of planning. This whole experiment offers a really fascinating glimpse into what the future of software development could actually look like, and it suggests a pretty fundamental shift in the role of the developer.
And that leaves us with this final, kind of provocative thought. If an AI can handle the execution and enforce the planning, then maybe our primary job as creators and developers is going to evolve. Maybe our most valuable skill won't be writing the code, but our ability to clearly and thoughtfully answer the AI's questions, defining the what and the why, and leaving the how to our silicon partners.